Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Hasbro, in their Marvel Legends series, we are featuring the Brood-infected Wolverine on our left, and on our right, the leader of the Shi'ar Empire, Lilandra Neramani. Looking gorgeous as always. Wonderful 2-pack, and this is something else. If you're a fan of the X-Men comic books during the 80s and 90s, this is something you're probably looking forward to a lot, especially the Lilandra figure on our right. Years ago, we did get a Lilandra head, which came with the Marvel Legends Mystique action figure, but there was no body for it. It was more so as an alternate portrait for Mystique when she's in disguise. But if you also happen to have the Marvel Legends Silver Sable action figure that came out around that same time period, you could have easily done a head swap and used the Silver Sable body to create a complete figure. On the back, we have a gorgeous illustration that's inspired by the original comic book cover. So the new updated cover that we see here is done by artists Andy Kubert and Brad Anderson. They're kind of paying homage to the original cover that came out in the 80s. Over here from the Uncanny X-Men, and I think the original artist was Mark Silvestri and inker Dan Green. Wolverine and Lilandra, Empress of the Shi'ar Empire, face the parasitic brood aliens intent on consuming and destroying the X-Men. Alright, so if you're familiar with the brood, they're kind of like, they're very much inspired by the alien xenomorphs as seen in the 20th Century Fox live-action films. They're a parasitic alien, and they kind of, much like the Xenos in Aliens, they infect human bodies, and they kind of become a host as the embryonic brood kind of like incubate and mature, and they kind of take over the host human body. Resulting in a very, very disgusting looking alien. The insert of the 2-pack kind of showcases Wolverine's transformation into the infected brood-like character, which you can see here. It's kind of ghosted onto the back of the cardboard insert. And then we have both figures looking phenomenal. Really excited to have finally Lilandra added to my X-Men Galactic Hero collection of characters in the Marvel Legends line. The Brood-infected Wolverine looks fantastic as well. I love the infected looking head and then the new fleshier parts for the arms. Alright, so let's take a look at Wolverine first. He does come with an extra pair of hands, and these are with the claws retracted in, so there's pretty much just fists. But they do have the claw eyelets on top of the above the knuckles. This Wolverine figure looks amazing. Really stoked on it, and I kind of feel like they need to update the previous brown and orange costumed Wolverine figure in the Marvel Legends line. It's already dated. They've given us multiple yellow and blue costume action figures, but I kind of feel like the brown and orange one, I think they've only done once or twice, and this one I think features the best updated body. The head sculpt looks awesome. Just look at that. It's Logan infected by the parasitic brood. It's really consumed his humanity, and it's even better is that The mouth is articulated. I did not expect that. So you can open and close the jaw. Really, really awesome. The body is sculpted beautifully as well. Nice muscular definition throughout. You know, especially in the abdomen area and then the legs. The brood areas, they kind of feature that ribbed texture with a gray flesh tone. The claws are extremely well done. Very straight when compared to previous Wolverine figures. You know, previous figures, the claws kind of like went everywhere, but these are nice and long, and they look, you know, almost near perfect. This one especially, look at that. That's awesome. Has the stock belt with buckle. And this is a really, really nice figure. I like the brown a lot also. It's not as dark as some of the other figures we've gotten in the past. And this is a much shorter action figure. Keep in mind, Wolverine's a short character in the comic books to begin with. And this one comes in at about a little over 5 3/4. For a comparison, I do have the older figure on hand as well. Let me grab that. So here is the previous Marvel Legends brown costume to Wolverine. I think this came with the I think maybe the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure set, I think. Nice looking figure. And I stand corrected. So this body here on our left isn't as new as I thought. It seems like it's the same body that we got before. Yeah, the figures appear to be almost identical with the exception of the bicep pieces and then the head. But I do like the new updated claws. Like I said, these claws are like a real upgrade from the old ones. The old ones were a mess. You know, you could remove them from the hands, and then they'd point in all sorts of different directions, and it was hard to get them straight. But these new hands here, these are awesome. The only bad thing is that the shade of brown does not match the older ones. So you could do a hand swap, but it just wouldn't look correct. And then here's a size comparison next to the X-Men Legends character, Vulcan. It's kind of like an average sized Marvel Legends figure to give you an idea of the height difference. And that is Wolverine. Up next we have Lilandra Neramani, the leader of the Shi'ar Empire, who I think is still currently dead. I don't think they've resurrected the character. Former Empress of the Shi'ar Empire. Her lover and consort is Professor Charles Xavier, and they actually have a daughter together. And last I remember, the daughter was kind of like ruling what was left of the Shi'ar Empire with the help of her aunt, Lady Deathbird. And this is a gorgeous figure. The head sculpt is awesome. The paintwork around the eyes and face is so delicate. You know, you can really see her eyelashes, her facial markings on the side of her eyes. She has some nice subtle eyeshadow that really brings out the realism in the figure. And the lips, they're a very nice shade of pink. And the eyes, they just look so real. It's a beautiful looking figure. Looking very regal with her helmeted head. She has a brooch clasped together, holding together her cape. Some nice subtle line work on her silver body. And then there's some additional elements like the armor plating on her forearms and legs. Really a regal, elegant, sophisticated looking action figure with some nice contour lines, giving it some graceful shape and definition. She does come with an extra pair of hands. She comes with a fist and then kind of like a open palm. And then there's her staff as well. Very nice piece. It's made of a somewhat flexible material. It'd be nice if they added some paint application to this to make it look a little bit more metallic as opposed to very plastic looking. But nonetheless, it's a much welcome accessory to this action figure. As for the figure itself, you're looking at movement that goes left and right, and then she could look down, she could look up. There is movement in her arms. It's very stock. You know, this is what you really expect from a standard Marvel Legends figure. You know, there's nothing groundbreaking here. You know, so overall, this is a gorgeous looking piece. And like I mentioned, the only other version of Lilandra that we received before was just the headpiece. And give me a moment while I try to find the old figure. Okay, so like I said, they did not give us an entire figure of Lilandra until this new one here. You know, years ago, what we got was simply just this headpiece, which I believe came with the Marvel Legends Mystique action figure. And then around that same time period in the Marvel Legends line, they released the Spider-Man character Silver Sable. So what a lot of us were doing is that we'd buy the Silver Sable figure and then swap out the head for the Lilandra one over here. But this figure was pretty much just very bare like this. But if you happen to like have the female Thor character, you could take the cape and then mount it onto her back and kind of create a proxy for a Lilandra figure until an official one came out. But at that time period, I don't think any of us really expected a full figure to come out, you know, anytime soon. So this was kind of like a fill-in until a real one came out. And it was pretty decent for the most part. Gorgeous looking figure. Again, you know, I think the head might be the same as the new one. Or it might be new. No, I take it back. I think it's new altogether. So whereas the panel lining here is like recessed into the helmet, this one, it feels like it's actually embossed. And the faces look different as well. This one has larger eyes, and much better paint application. So yeah, it's just awesome to get an official figure. So, very stoked on this set. I bought this on Amazon here in the United States, and it's something I've been wanting for a long time. You know, I finally have an official Lilandra figure, and having a Brood Wolverine is just awesome. I'm really hoping that in the near future they give us more Brood action figures, like maybe the Brood itself. I'd love to see maybe a 2-pack, maybe a Brood Queen, and of course there's the X-Men character Brew, who's a student enrolled in the Jean Grey Academy that Wolverine opened up years ago. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.